Bernard Valcourt, the Minister of Aboriginal Affairs for the Government of Canada, has tabled the First Nations Control over First Nations Education Act into Parliament this week. However, this was a surprise announcement here in Kahnawake. Valcourt's letter also rejoiced that Canada has collaborated with Assembly of First Nations and its National Chief, Sean Atleo, in announcing this historic agreement. But here in Kahnawake, opposition continues, and they maintain a strong position that the AFN does not represent them.
The Longhouse is not part of let me put it that way, we don't recognize the band councils as legitimate governments of our people in the first place. And in the second place, the AFN is not the national chief, or doesn't represent all of the people of First Nations in Canada. Basically, they were set up mainly as a lobby group, and certainly did not have the connotation of national chief over all the other chiefs. So they're certainly fulfilling a role that the federal government would like to see them in, and so the federal government has negotiated with the national chief and come up with the ability to pass the laws based on consultation, which never took place certainly with our people.
The federal government believes that it has consulted with all First Nations to their benefit. We're here this morning to tell you that they have not consulted with Kahnawake. Our position has remained constant throughout this battle over the course of what's now been about 2 years since it's the dialogue and inception of the Act, and now they're going to first reading in Parliament. The Assembly of First Nations on February 7th made a joint announcement with Canada to say that they've met all of the 5 objectives that the Chiefs in Assembly at the First Nations, Assembly of First Nations meeting in December were met. And I'm here to tell you today that they were not only on behalf of Kahnawake, but beyond Kahnawak's borders into Quebec and across the country as well. AFN has admitted that they don't speak on our behalf and they are not the rights holders. They've been told that in the past. Sean Atleo recently, in a newsletter as early as last week, stated exactly that they are not the right holders, and still have moved forward in hand with the federal government in tabling this legislation. So that's really the reason why we're here today.
Stephen Harper and Bernard Valcourt have consistently made statements, blanket statements, that Indigenous education is not where it should be and that this Act is going to help us and support us. And I think that as a combined school representative, I feel that that position is really unacceptable.
And here in Kahnawake, the community will continue to push forward in its opposition and stand united against the First Nations Education Act. Reporting for the Kahnawake Mohawk Television Network, I'm Regan Jacobs.